Hi, 你们好. It's Zhou. Zhou is my last name. Yi my first. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Shanghai Jing. Today's topic is problematic English words, part 2. Abolishing the derogatory English words relating to the Chinese language. As I said in part 1 of this 3-part series, there are many Chinese words in English that are either wrongly pronounced or misinterpreted. And there are even some English words that originated in bigotry, a degradation to the Chinese race. To tidy up this mess, the first step is to unify all English words related to the Chinese language into one system using pinyin, which I discussed in part 1. The second step is to abolish all derogatory English words relating to the Chinese language. This will be the topic of today's episode. Since the mid-19th century, after the Opium War of 1840, colonialists made up many English words related to Chinese language out of malice. For instance, the little dog they named Pekingese. That was a dog the British brought to London during the Second Opium War in 1860, after they looted and burned the tranquil Yuan, the old summer palace in Beijing. The dog was presented to Queen Victoria as a gift, along with the rest of their loot. At the time, the dog's given name was Looty, as seen here in this painting from 1861. The poor dog never grew accustomed to the British palace life. Sadly, it was later kept in a kennel, where it remained until the end of its loveless life. It would have been more fitting, certainly more honest, if they had used Looty as a name for the breed. My question is, why didn't they name the breed its original Chinese name? Beijing Haba Gou means Beijing Haba dog, or Jingba, short for Beijing Haba Gou, or what the Chinese commonly call it, Shizhi Gou, lion dog, because it looks like a little lion, instead of calling it a Pekingese. Was this a deliberate insult or what? I think it's time to rename the breed Beijing Haba Gou or Jingba, or even Shizhi Gou. By the way, the word loot originated from an Indian word. The word was officially adopted into the English dictionary only after the Anglo-French alliance looted and burned Yuan. Their shameful crime shocked the entire European world. But of course, this part of history is rarely elaborated on or even mentioned in so-called world history books, even less so in school textbooks in the West. Another word that bothered me is junk. According to Webster's 7th New Collegiate Dictionary of 1967, junk is any various ship of Chinese waters. It means this was the name the British gave to the Chinese fantuan, a large sail vessel. It is one of the most well-designed ships in history. These were the 370 vessels Zheng He sailed throughout his 7th expedition around the Indian Ocean in the 15th century during the Ming Dynasty. But we all know junk has another meaning. The online dictionary says the word junk is of origin unknown, but dates from the mid-19th century. The word means old or discarded articles that are considered useless or of little value. Naming Chinese selling vessels junk? Was this another deliberate insult? Again, why did they name the vessel Fan Chuan, its original Chinese name? I think this should be corrected immediately to its original name, Fan Chuan. Another shameful derogatory word is coolie. According to the Encyclopedia Britannica of 1997, the term is derived from the Hindi tribal name coolie. Again, this is their interpretation, which I do not agree with. Like the 19th century world historians, the English dictionary and the encyclopedia based their facts from their own people. Why didn't they learn from the Chinese? No, they didn't bother to do that then or since. It was a consistent attitude with which they treated our literature, our customs, and our culture. In their ignorance, they belittled the laborers before even bothering to learn the meaning of the word. The word clearly is a Chinese word, from the word ku li. Ku, bitter, li, strength. It means bitter strength of the men who offered their strength for exploitation. In short, a laborer. It was a respectful word until it was tarnished and defamed, especially by the early 20th century American politicians. Sadly, a good word was turned ugly. I think we should refer to these laborers as coolie. No more the derogatory word coolie. The word coolie should be abolished and not be used ever again. Sadly, these are not the only problematic English words relating to the Chinese or our language. In my next episode, I will discuss derogatory English words that were used deliberately to degrade the Chinese race. You won't want to miss that one. Until the next episode of San Hai Jing. Thank you for listening. Take care. 保重